Hello, everybody. Welcome to the First 100 podcast. This is the podcast where we discuss and explore the journey of entrepreneurs, business and agency leaders as they share their strategies, challenges, and triumphs that led them to secure their first 100 customers, 100 followers. I'm your host, Daniela, and I'm Penji's partnership coordinator. Today, I'm joined here with a very special guest, Auret Esselen. Hi, Auret. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How about you?
Great. Excited to have you on the podcast today. So, for anybody watching that doesn't know you, what you do, who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sounds good. So I'm co-founder of Essetino Media. It's a business that I started with my best friend from high school, where we help many different people, but particularly experts, thought leaders, coaches, consultants. So in that people in the education space, we help you get more visibility online. And this is done through YouTube strategy, YouTube marketing. We manage a handful of channels as well, YouTube channels. And we also do this through design. So we design websites, we design and implement courses for our clients. And we started this business back in 2010, officially started our own YouTube channel or took it seriously rather in 2015. And YouTube has just been like we've used that as our main marketing source for our business, and it's been so successful that it allowed me to quit my job. It allowed me to also have time and capacity to spend on other interests. Like I'm also a music artist, by the way. I sing. I'm a multi-passionate creative. So it's really YouTube has really allowed us the freedom to grow our business and also to do what we love to do. And that's a message that we constantly share with everyone in our videos and in our presentations.
That's great. So, first of all, I just want to say congrats on being able to hold a friendship for that long. That's just on my feet in and of itself. I honestly don't really talk to a lot of people that I went to high school with. Like,
Yeah.
most of us just kinda, like, drifted away. I don't think I had, like, that powerful of friendships in high school. It was all very, like, surface level high school-y, you know?
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, the whole reason why we came together to start this business is because we really connected on the fact that we had what I call scripted paths laid out for us. So I was on the path to becoming a doctor. I was taking all the prerequisites to go to med school, and my friend, she's Filipino, so she was um, supposed to uphold the stereotype of being a Filipino nurse, right? And we just like we're like, "No, like, this is not what we really want." We're just kind of following the motions to fulfill something that we're not really excited about. So, we actually, like, reconnected, after high school and became even closer friends because of this. Like, we're kind of experiencing it together, um, and just decided, like, we're gonna really just test this out. We didn't go to business school or anything. We didn't have, like it was all self-taught, and we just decided, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna start our own business and make it work no matter what."
That's incredible, really. So like I said, yeah, I mean, first for starters, just amazing on being able to keep a friendship like that, and I think it really shows the power of what connections with people, regardless of who they are, can where that connection with someone can take you, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you primarily focus on helping businesses use social media, specifically YouTube, for their own growth, right?
Yes.
So your focus is not necessarily on teaching someone how to be an influencer as much as it is the business owner how to use this as a tool for their marketing.
Correct.
Yeah, I we have a lot of customers and we have a lot of people who want to use social media for marketing but don't have a clue where to start. Uh, we have a lot of people who are probably in their personal lives not very active on social media, which poses a problem for them because I think when you are starting from a place of being at least familiar with these platforms, it's easier for you to try to emulate success that you've seen other or elsewhere, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is a starting point for someone who is truly starting from 0, has no idea how to do this, where to even, look at it, what angle, someone who really is not active on social media, especially YouTube, I think can be one of the more intimidating platforms. What is your suggestion for that?
Well, first, I wanna say that I'm not really that great on posting on other social platforms myself, like, full transparency, like, we are just starting to, like, pay more attention to Instagram and LinkedIn and these other platforms because we have the resources now to do that. We just went all in on YouTube, and I think that's really, like, this is the first key and piece of advice I can give you is don't feel like you need to be on every single platform. Don't feel like you need to market on every platform at once because it's so overwhelming, and especially if you don't have the resources, meaning like team members to help you or the time, you know, it can really, in the end, spread yourself thin that you're not seeing results on any platform. And on top of that, you're stressed out, right? And this is what like I'm sharing this because this was my journey. When we first started out, we were trying to market on all different platforms, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, well, X now. Um, and and as a result, as a result of trying to be everywhere, we really ended up being nowhere. So it really wasn't until we started seeing on YouTube specifically that things were kind of picking up. Like we were getting comments on our videos, people really appreciating and saying thank you. Like we would create social media tutorials. There was like this Facebook tutorial about how to change your banner back in the day when Facebook had vertical banners. And like people were really appreciating that and engaging with it. And so because we, like, paid attention to those signals, we're like, "Well, what if we, like, just forgot about the other social platforms and just went all in on YouTube?" Um, so that's the first thing is, if you, like, don't try to be on all platforms at once, and if you already have kind of dabbled in the different platforms, number 1, where do you see things somewhat working? And it doesn't have to be, like, this great big success on any platform, but just what are some engagement metrics? Like, are people liking things? Are people commenting on any of your posts? Where are you seeing something working? And what would happen if you were to go all in on that platform? The other thing as well is what do you enjoy most in terms of creating a piece of content? Is it easier for you to write a post or a caption? Is it easier for you to like, use more images and pictures? Is it easy for you to get on video? I know a lot of people struggle with video.
Yeah.
Um, for me, the way that I see it is like I can just hit record and show up and like even though it took me hours and hours to film my first video, um, I kinda saw it as, like, a growth, vehicle in a way to help me with my to help me communicate better, and because I'm always, like, in my head about, "Oh, am I explaining things properly?"
Yeah.
And I'm not, right? And I think a lot of people can relate to that, but I knew that by doing it over and over, it would actually really help uh, me like, it would help me grow, but also it's aligned with my goals of wanting to share my voice more, wanting to share my message more, wanting to do presentations and that so it's, like, kind of forcing me in a way, it's, like, on that same path, um, and it's still easier for me to do video now because, I can be myself, like, I can just, show up, hit record, and just talk and riff like I'm doing right now, um and without trying to be, like, charismatic if I'm not feeling it. I think that's another thing too is people fear being on video because they feel like they need to be this character or something, and that's not the case because there's an audience for everyone out there. I really, really believe that. It doesn't matter if you're, like, someone who explains things in a dry way or, like, there's someone who appreciates the way that you talk and explain things. And, and they're waiting for you to put more of your content and your stuff out there.
You just have to find the people who want it, right?
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of our Another question that I think is very common for people who are trying to use social media for businesses is how are they gonna actually reap what they sow, right? Like, how are they gonna see the results from this? So, if you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram page or whatever social media platform you have that, is starting to get traction, how do people actually take that success and turn it into clients, into customers, into actual people who are, potential buyers instead of just engagement? I think we see a lot of businesses struggle with the fact that maybe they're doing a lot of very trendy stuff that's cool in the moment that is going to get them a lot of views and a lot of comments and a lot of engagement, but none of the views are turning into actual clients and customers. So how do you use that?
So that's a huge myth in I know in the YouTube space particularly is get more views and you'll make more money. And that's not the case. More views and more subscribers does not equal more revenue, more clients, because what matters is like who is watching, who is the viewer. It's the right views that generate the clients and the revenue. It's not a view or any view. So we always tell our clients, like getting 50 views or less on a video from people who are your client avatar, the person that you're trying to target and attract, is way better than 10,000 views on a video. And for some people, it's hard to digest that because we're like, so primed to like the metrics, like the vanity metrics and stuff. But if your goal is really to grow your business using YouTube, then you really wanna focus on the right strategy. So, um, we teach a framework, for YouTube strategy that really focuses on 3 A's. One of them is, does it align with your goal? So that's the first A, align. Does it align with your goal? So what is your goal? First, you have to identify what do you want the channel to do for you? Do you wanna grow your email list? Do you wanna sell more of a particular offer? Um, you have to identify that because that's gonna change everything in terms of how you post on your channel. So, does it align with your goal? Number 2, does the video that you're creating attract the person that you want to, bring into your business? Is it the right fit? Because like you mentioned, a lot of people, will create videos on these trending topics, but that's not necessarily gonna bring in the right person to you if your person doesn't really pay attention to those trends, you know? Um, so that's another thing, and the last thing is action. Does your video give a call to action? So, like, I'll give you an example from our channel. Um, we create videos on, like, all different types of topics around creating profitable content, but one of the things that we talk about is a platform called LearnWorlds, and LearnWorlds is a learning management system. It allows you to create and release courses on this platform. So I create tutorials around those videos because I know that that's going to attract the coaches, consultants, the educators. Like that's who I want to bring into my world and target because they're creating courses, right? So they're an expert-based business. So, I'm creating a video for them. It also aligns with my goal because my goal is to grow my email list. It's to get more clients who wanna get me to design their site and to implement their courses. And it also aligns with my goal for creating passive income because at the same time, I can also if it's a good fit for the person listening to my video, I can also include an affiliate link in the description, and they can get LearnWorlds through my link, right? Um, and and I at the end of the video, I give them a call to action and say something like, "If you found this video helpful, then head down to the description below because" or I'll say, "If you found this video helpful and you need some extra guidance on building your course, head down to the description below. I'll include my email address or a link where you can get in touch with me." And that's it. Like just a simple you don't have to like hard sell or anything like that because your content is really key, like what you say in the video, as long as you're giving a ton of value in the form of educating, engaging, like, there's many different ways to give value, then that video is going to build trust with the viewer and they're going to take the action that you want them to take. And that's really like what we've been doing. Like every single video, imagine like every single video like that working for you. It really becomes your channel becomes an asset for growth, for business growth and brand growth.
So once a person has sort of got all of this down, I think it becomes a lot easier, but I think figuring it out is kind of where people get stuck, right? Um, that sort of process to I think a lot of times you might understand it in theory, but applying it is really difficult. And, we were talking about earlier about just finding the right audience for you, right? Like, having a million eyes on you is worthless if none of those eyes are the right eyes. Uh, and a lot of times that requires niching down and sort of making your audience, even though it's gonna be smaller, more valuable, right? For people who are trying to find how to do that for their businesses, what do you recommend or what advice do you give to sort of be able to target or cater to their right audience? Because then I think a lot of times people struggle with, I'm trying to get my baking business in Florida to sell in Florida, and for some reason, a bunch of people from Australia are really into my business, and it's a problem because I can't sell to them in Australia. So, how do you manage that? How do you fix that problem?
Well, that specific problem that you mentioned just comes down to optimizing videos for the location that you want people to find you in. So if you're doing baking videos, and you're a local business and want to attract people in Australia, then you'll want to do like something uh, like baking business in Australia bakes cookies or something like that. If it's like a cookie video or you know what I mean? Like including the country or the location, the city name, even better actually, the city, because Australia is a massive country.
Yeah.
Um, the city is actually the best. Like we did we managed a channel for a local security business. So we would do like in the title, we would put security systems installation in Vancouver. And so when someone types that into Google or YouTube, their videos are more likely to pop up. Um, and I mean, that's not the only, there's many different variables to like having videos rank on the first page, but that's a key thing is optimizing the video for that particular city name. Um, so that's how I would solve that particular problem. There was a second part to your question though. What was it that I didn't answer yet?
More just how do you niche down? How do you
Mm,
manage
yeah.
to reach that audience that you want to attract?
Well, so to be honest with you, when we first started our YouTube channel, um, we like we didn't decide to just create a channel around YouTube, like YouTube tutorials and YouTube education because like I said earlier, like we have many different things that we're interested in, but of course you have to kind of find a common ground. Like I'm not going to release my singing videos on my YouTube channel, like it wouldn't make sense. So it's all about like who are you trying to target and what do they care about? And would the different topics that you want to talk about, does it make sense for them to like would they be interested in all of those topics? Because for us, like our channel or our overall channel topic is creating profitable content, but that is so like there's so many things under that umbrella. I can talk about social media. I could talk about creating like PDF offers that you want to sell or creating a lead magnet or a funnel. It's all around content marketing. But the person that I want to attract, their pain point is marketing. Like, how do I market in my business when I don't like marketing? A lot of them don't like marketing. And how do I do it well so that I get results, right? So all of those things that I'm creating under that umbrella still make sense for that avatar. So if you're debating between multiple niches and topics, um, ask yourself that question of like, does does it make sense for the person who I'm wanting to target for my business? Will they be interested in both of these things? and that's how you can kind of gauge, uh, if you're okay with really niching down into one particular space and you can talk about that thing for years and years on end, go for it, do it. It will help your channel growth. Like, you could even, if you want, start off by talking about that one particular topic, and if it's not too far away, the other topic, you can bring it in later, as long as it's not, like, completely off. Um, but, if YouTube is a long-term game, so you gotta be able to be consistent with talking about that thing, over and over again. And for me, like, I would get bored just talking about YouTube. As much as I love YouTube, I also wanna talk about design and, like, all these other things. So yeah, that's really key. That's something to keep in mind because I know many people start channels because they feel like they really need to niche down to one topic, and then they just burn out because, like, it's, it's either, like, they get bored, they don't enjoy it, or, maybe they tried to talk about something else and their audience has negatively responded, like, with comments and stuff, and they just get discouraged and disappointed.
I also think it's not the type of there are certain topics that are just, there's only so much you can say, and then because I've talked to people who are like, "I don't wanna keep talking about SEO forever," or, "I don't wanna keep talking about, only graphic design." There's so many more aspects to marketing, there's so many more aspects to, I don't know, like, any kind of topic that they care about, right? It's like,
Yeah.
fun.
There's so many facets to a topic, like, and it's okay to go super specific and then super broad as well. Like, we create really broad videos, like, on the channel, like, uh, 10 different ways to create profitable content, like, super broad, and then it's, like, super specific, how to create a lead magnet in PowerPoint and save it as a PDF. You know what I mean? Like, it can get really nitty-gritty like that, and I encourage you to release both kinds of content because both, like, the 2 types of content attract different types of people.
Yeah, and it's still kind of under the same umbrella of content creation and,
Yeah,
marketing, so I mean, likelihood of the person caring about one video might care about the other one, right?
yeah, exactly.
Well, Auret?
Yeah, you got it.
I read as Auret, but then you told me it was Auret, and now it's just programmed in my brain. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Maybe next time I'll insert another E into my name to help you out.
Misspelling the name to help. Thank you so much for doing this today with us. It's been great having you, and I think learning from you has been really helpful. For anybody that wants to learn more about you, follow your videos, your content, maybe even work with you to optimize YouTube for their business, where can they go find you? Floor is yours to tell us.
Yeah, so, you can hang out with us on YouTube, that's where we mainly hang out. Um, you can see the name on my label here, Essatino Media, so youtube.com/@Essatino Media. In any of those videos, you'll find links to, like, to connect with us, and of course, our website, essatinomedia.com. Yeah, we offer YouTube strategy calls, so if you just wanna get on a call and talk about how YouTube can work for your business and if it even makes sense, because sometimes it's not a good fit, we'd be happy to do that. And we also, as I said, offer channel management services and other things to help you grow your business and really put a killer first impression online for you, so you can do more of what you love and earn some good revenue doing it.
Awesome. Yeah. I will be adding your links to the description of our video, and I will be adding everything so that people can go ahead and find you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Daniela.
Thank you so much for doing this. Everybody, I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye for now.
Bye.